What's up guys, right now this is the best gamer of all time, and this is pretty much essentially like a part two between the last video. The last video was talking about actually the top 10 Horde shooters, and this one is actually going to be mostly talking about the tier list of all the best, the most fun Horde shooters, but it's also going to be talking about much more of a deep dive because there is a lot of Horde shooters out there. I played a lot of Horde shooters, and also I played Call of Duty awfully a lot. So for those people that stuck around with this channel for a long time, understand that I played Call of Duty Zombies and I was actually just super in love with it. So Horde shooters is very close to my heart, but I do have a few things to say. Some that's going to be very interesting stuff. So let's actually just dive right into it. So Left 4 Dead 2 and Back 4 Blood. Now I'm going to say this right now. Left 4 Dead 2 came out in 2009. Left 4 Dead 2 is a great game, but the things I'm about to say right now is a very hot take, and I know I'm already going to get a lot of comments down here. I want to say Left 4 Dead 2 is a classic game, a game that I absolutely love and I absolutely enjoy it, and I think it's great. Now, as you can see on this tier list, and there's actually a lot of games out there now, there is a lot of Horde shooters. In my opinion, Left 4 Dead 2, in my eyes, it's a great game. It's a game that I can respect people actually playing, and that's why we actually, if you see right here, I can respect, but just not for me. Left 4 Dead 2, I feel like has aged, and this is just my eyes. I can go back to the game and I can have fun maybe a little bit, yeah, you know, but there is other games now that actually give me kind of the same vibe now. Left 4 Dead 2, when I go back to it, I'm mostly playing it for custom maps, you know, or doing some mods, doing some goofy stuff, and that's great and all, but, you know, mods, any game can make it better. Let's be honest here. Mods can make anything better. So I'm actually talking about these games without even having any mods. Left 4 Dead 2, like I said, came out in 2009. And I think this game has aged. And for that, the things that I look for in a Horde shooter is obviously the intensity, which Left 4 Dead 2 does provide, but I also am looking for skill trees, skill points, having some RPG elements, having some reasons why I can go back, and maybe actually having some progression in the game and outside the game. So when I'm in the main menu, what I'm doing, when am I doing this? You know, why am I playing this? And yes, I'm having fun. I know video games in general are just supposed to be fun, but I'm a type of person that is very objective, want to have an objective inside the level and outside. Whether or not I'm leveling up in the game, leveling up like using some skill points, using weapon mods, using something to actually give me some type of thing, right? And I played the hardest difficulty with Left 4 Dead 2, and I think it's okay. But I can respect it, but it's just not for me. I feel like it has age. Back 4 Blood, on the other hand, though, is a game, like I said, this is going to be a hot take right now. Back 4 Blood, I think, is a great game. It's a great shooter. There is a lot of fun moments that I had with this game. And this actually goes down with the builds that I was talking about, the build variety, having those RPG elements. Except for Back 4 Blood was using a card system, which can be argued that is not an RPG, but just a mechanic. But I put it under some RPG elements. So Back 4 Blood, it's not only am I playing the game and there's actually, you know, the game changes drastically, I'm also changing up on how I play. Back 4 Blood, you can be playing it as like a medic, you can be playing it as a priest, you can be playing it as a sniper, a shooter, whatever you want to play it as. And those builds help out and make the game much more replayable for me. Build that I was doing, which is that I was playing the priest. So basically, if anybody doesn't know this, there is a build in the game that you can actually be playing this priest, and when someone goes down, you can go and revive them, and it gives you a random number generator, which something can happen. So a pipe bomb can appear. You can actually everyone gets 5 bonus damage, everyone gets some health, everyone can actually get something, you know, get some type of bonus. And that type of randomness actually made the game really fun for me. There's also things in the level which is really cool. The hive tunnels, I believe that's what it's called. I can't remember. Maybe someone can correct me. Which is that you go into this level and you can actually drift off and do a side mission, and you can go down there and actually play a harder level. I also love how the copper system is there too, that you can actually buy bandages, you can actually get rewards. I do like the attachments with the weapons. I like so many things, and it's just so unfortunate because for me, Back 4 Blood is a great game, a game that I absolutely like. I really love it. I really do actually enjoy it. There are some things that are holding it back, which is that, you know, honestly, I feel like this game movement, it could be a little bit better, just a tiny bit. I feel like it's not as smooth. But that being said, though, I absolutely really enjoy the mechanics. I enjoy the system. I enjoy, you know, I know some people might complain about the audio, the complain about this, maybe complain about the animations when you're reloading a gun. But for me, I absolutely love the game. So let's actually just, you know, just rank it right now. So at the end of the day, where should I rank Back 4 Blood? Personally, if you like everything that I like, I think this game, in my eyes, is an A tier. I think it's really fun. I think, honestly, if they would have stuck with the game and added maybe more DLC, more updates to it, I think this would have been a great game. The problem is, though, is that the versus mode is holding it back. This is definitely a PvE stuff, so if you are trying to do some versus, barely anybody plays it. And I know they try to make it balanced, but unfortunately, versus is just not there. You're not going to get a lot of people there. So let's move on to Darktide now and Warhammer Vermintide 2. Darktide is a very great game, along with Warhammer Vermintide 2. They both have some problems, though, in my eyes. Let's actually go over the positives real quick. So Darktide has like a lot more build variety, in my opinion. It has actually a lot of classes in the game too now, and that to me is really fun. I mean, you could be playing a class where you're a big giant big boy guy, you're ready to take them out. Then you got some sharpshooter, so if you actually want to shoot some people, there you go, you got veteran. But that leads to the ironic part that I really want to get into, which is that I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like Darktide, in a weird way, there's a lot more meleeing than shooting. But Vermintide 2, I feel like there's a lot more shooting than melee. I don't know, you know, maybe I'm crazy, but I do want to rank, you know, kind of factor that in, because Darktide has those build variety, has that stuff. I think it's great. I really do like the game, do not get me wrong. I enjoy it. But I do go in back and forth, you know, maybe I might make another tier list and then you see that Vermintide 2 might be a little higher, or Darktide being a little bit higher. But as of right now, in my opinion, I actually think Darktide is actually a B tier. And that kind of leads to Warhammer Vermintide 2. Warhammer Vermintide 2 doesn't have a build variety. Darktide has a build variety, and you can actually has a lot more classes, a lot more, you know, things to experiment with. But Warhammer Vermintide 2 does have a better gameplay in my eyes, but and it also has those 3 subclasses that you can experiment as well, experimenting their play style. And there's also the Chaos Waste as well that I really enjoy. So there are some things that I really personally like. So I honestly would rank it A tier along with Back 4 Blood. I think there might be some times where I'm changing it. Darktide might be higher, Vermintide 2 might be higher. So take my stuff with a grain of salt. Now let's move on to another hot take. Deep Rock Galactic. I absolutely love this game. This game is amazing. It has the adrenaline pumping. I feel like I'm playing this game. I am really going for it, man. The classes or everything are so, you know, they work together, which is great. I always talk about that, like as a pro, the classes work together. You could be playing as the driller, the gunner. You feel like there's all classes can work together, and they can also be played by themselves alone in solo play. That being said, like the thing that I'm always looking for though is actually that build variety, that RPG element. And I'm also looking for like, okay, what am I replaying this for? This is where it comes in with the hot takes a bit. I feel like Deep Rock Galactic doesn't really have that much replayability in my eyes. And I know people are going to disagree with me and say some things about it. And it's fun, don't get me wrong. And I know that Deep Rock, the company, has their own vision of what they're doing and why they're doing it, right? For me, I would like for them to have another class. I would like for them to have some more perks and some more weaponry. I know the cosmetics are really cool, and the overclocks are cool too. They really do change up the style. But I feel like In my eyes, this is a hot take, but I feel like the overclock comes in way too late into the game. See, you level up the game and you start leveling up and you start getting that stuff, and once you get an overclock, I feel like you already experienced everything in the game in my eyes. I have 100 hours in Deep Rock Galactic, so maybe people might change, might tell me it might be something different, but I really feel like I experiment everything, and I have enough to, I put enough time into it for me to say Deep Rock Galactic isn't a game for me. I like it. I enjoy it. I might go back. I might make some videos on it. But that being said, I feel like Deep Rock is missing some themes. And I can't put my finger on it. I feel like, for me, like I always talk about, which is the skills. The skills in Deep Rock, you pretty much can put those skills on any class you want. The Vampire is on every class. You might put Iron Will pretty much on every class. You might do that. So it kind of already like changes up that bit. So when you change your class, you are getting the utility, you are getting those weapons, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. It's cool. But is that enough for me to hold me over? I don't really believe so. I know you could put weapon mods everywhere, like you can really change the weapon, slightly, and the overclocks, like I said, they do change the weapons, but I feel like it comes in a little too late. It comes in too late for me. I have to put like 100 hours for me to experience those things. While if you pick up like I said, Back for Blood or even Vermintide 2, you feel like you already can experience those things. You can experience it, everything that has to offer. And I know people love that progression, and I just got done saying that I love that progression. But now I feel like I'm not really, when I'm progressing, I don't feel like I'm progressing, which is weird to me. So that being said, I think the game, at the end of the day, I can respect people playing it. It's just not for me. GTFO. I played the game. I think, I'm going to be honest here, I only put this on because, as you guys can see, I have never played or not played enough to rank. I've been trying to go back and forth if I should rank it or not rank it. So you guys sit down and, kind of, hear me out a bit. I think GTFO is a good horde shooter. I don't think it's the best horde shooter I ever played, though. I don't really find that much fun with it. It does give me some anxiety every once in a while, but it doesn't really scratch all the things that I'm looking for. The RPG elements. Now, keep in mind, I didn't put that much time into this game, and that's why I might actually put it right here on the bottom tier. But I don't know if I should put it, I can respect, but just not for me. I feel like I haven't played that much time, but I also feel like I played a good amount. I played about like only 4 hours. I know 4 hours is not enough, but I feel like if you, in a video game, I think this applies to all video games in my opinion, if the game isn't catching, grabbing your attention, this can be applied for books, movies, TV shows. This is how I apply for it. GTFO wasn't grabbing my attention, and I feel like I put 4 hours into it. I feel like it was enough for me to go like, okay, I don't know if I like it. I played it when it was like free. For like 2 days, so I played it, and then I just couldn't play it. So maybe I might put never played or not enough rank, not enough for me to rank it. All right, let's move on to Helldivers 2. Boy, oh boy! Now, the reason why I'm telling you guys to watch the previous video before you watch this video, because I know there's going to be some ironic statements here. I can say that a game is good, and I can play this game and I can really enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy this game. But that being said, Helldivers 2 has a very interesting problem. So when I play Helldivers 2, I feel like the best way to play it is to honestly not to engage into hordes and hordes of enemies, which is ironic because it's a horde shooter. I feel like the best way to play Helldivers 2 on max difficulty is just to have a jetpack and fly around, taking out either the bug hordes, whether it be the robots, whether it be this. And I feel like those type of ways, because if you guys been watching the channel awfully a lot, like I really am trying to experience it. I really try my best, really trying to, not necessarily find the meta strategies, but find something that really, feels like it works. Now, Helldivers 2 has something wrong, and I'm going to say it. Helldivers 2, the most fun missions, in my opinion, are literally the defense missions. They're fun. Not the missions where it's like an open world and you're going around and you're doing stuff, because I don't find them fun. I'm gonna say it, I don't find them fun. I find it cool if there's missions where the robots are coming or the bugs are coming and we have to push up. And I was thinking to myself, and I remember talking to my brother about this too, why is there not a mission where it's literally kind of just like a straight line, like you're just going one end all the way to the other end and just doing that, battling it out, trying to fight all the way to the main objective, and then you have to fight all the way back as well. That would be pretty cool in my eyes, and I think that way you get way more like explosions and you get to feel that way. And I know like Helldivers 2, you still get that with the open worlds, and I understand that. And this also brings up like difficulty in video games, because I do want to mention that too, because in higher difficulties in Helldivers 2, I feel like it's not fun. I'm going to say that I don't feel like it's fun, because like I said, the best way to go through those harder difficulties is kind of to just be a little stealthy and actually, you know, do the mission without engaging with anybody. And is that really fun? Is Helldivers 2 not a horde shooter? Is it a stealth? But when I play on lower difficulties, I do experience that a bit more. I feel like that's now, I can be a little bit more reckless. I can shoot some people and I can actually experience it and have fun and do those things. Helldivers 2 isn't really scratching that itch for me. I can go back and play it every once in a while, but it's just not scratching that itch. Now let's talk about the build variety. They have the orbital laser and you have some weapons. I personally think, obviously it's kind of like a sandbox in a way, but you pretty much can get stuck with the same weapons and the same orbital stuff that you're good at. And that ties in with the higher difficulty once again, because if you're playing on higher difficulty, it just makes you feel like you have to be tied to a certain way of playing the game, which I don't really like, and I just don't like how there's not much variety in it. But do I hate it? No, I don't hate it. All these games, besides the ones I haven't played, all these games I actually go back and I can play it. But do I love it? I don't really actually love Helldivers 2. And I really had to sit down and think about that for a moment. Do I absolutely love it? Not really. If it had more missions where it can create that chaotic feel, I feel like that would be great. That being said, I am actually going to rank it here. I can respect it for people playing it, but it's just not for me. Killing Floor 2. Oh boy, oh boy. Killing Floor 2 has great gameplay. Has one of the most coolest things. There's a lot of, it's very hectic. There's also mod support, even though I'm not ranking with the mod support. There's a lot of classes in the game, and it seems like there's a skill tree. It has pretty much all the things that that would hypothetically check off every box for me. Here's the thing, for me folks, I do like Killing Floor 2. I like Killing Floor 3 a little bit better. I'm sorry, we're gonna rank it up over here. We're actually gonna bring that to plot twist right now for you guys. Killing Floor 2 has the endless mode, which I do enjoy, but Killing Floor 3 is also going to be getting that endless mode. There actually is much more of a build variety with the skill tree. There is actually, classes now are not tied to the characters, which is something I really like. I don't know why they did that. Killing Floor 2, on the other hand, does have the endless mode, has some skill tree, like I said. But the thing is though, Killing Floor 2 is literally only doing every 5 levels you get a skill. Sometimes I feel like that's just pointless. I'm gonna say it right now. I think it's pointless. Absolutely pointless, bro. And a big reason why is because honestly, some of the skills are so like, okay, really, that's a skill? Okay, well, I'm obviously gonna choose the other one. Like, I'm just gonna choose that. That one is so bad, I don't really like it. So Killing Floor 2 has that issue for me, where it just, I don't know what's the point of doing the skill tree. I don't know what's the point of doing a level up system, really. So there's some things that I feel like could be better in my eyes. So that being said, where would I rank Killing Floor 2? Well, hold on though, I'm not done yet. Killing Floor 2 has a lot more maps and the gameplay is really, really fun. It is. I can't deny that. I'm actually gonna rank Killing Floor 2 in B tier. Now, let's actually talk about Killing Floor 3 now. Like I just got done saying, Killing the Floor 3 has way more skilled variety, but has less maps. And there's no endless mode. But there is some weapon attachments that you can do. There is those fun abilities that I absolutely love. So it has some things. It has things that can make it better. And to be honest with you, I think at the end of the year of Killing Floor 3, now I could be wrong, this could age like milk, but I think at the end of the year, I think Killing Floor 3 is going to be honestly A tier. I don't think it's going to be A tier right now. As of right now, it's not A tier. But I really think it is slightly better than Killing Floor 3. So I'm actually going to rank it just a tiny bit higher. That's just my opinion though. I have a little bit more fun in Killing Floor 3 because I feel like I'm progressing somewhere. While Killing Floor 2, I don't feel like I'm progressing. It's that big issue. What am I playing this for? And I'd like that feeling to be progressing. Payday 2. Honestly, if you guys just finished watching the last video, you guys already know where I'm going to rank this. Payday 2 has lots of levels, lots of weapons, a lot of things for you to be grinding for. And I love the grind, man. You know, you see me on Grinder all the day. Oh, wait, don't take that out of context, though, bro. But I'm just saying, Payday 2 fits everything, though. It really does. It is the best horde shooter I've ever played. I remember playing thousands and thousands of hours. I'm saying this right now. I played Payday 2 on Xbox 360, Xbox One, PC. I played it all. I think the game is amazing. 100%. Is it better than Payday 3? Yes, it's better than Payday 3, buddy. I'm sorry, bro. Payday 3, you got some years to catch up on. But Payday 2 is really freaking great. It absolutely is. Payday 2 covers every itch that I be feeling. Everything. So if I'm like, oh man, dude, like I really want to like do some build variety, Payday 2 covers me. But like, oh dude, what type of like weapons does it have, or levels? Do I want to play like a stealth mission? Boom, Payday 2 does cover me. And even though I know it's horde shooters and you're mostly going to be shooting, the fact that I can play Payday 2 as a stealth is really cool. And there's so many ways. Like, do I want to do a dodge build? Do I want to do like a heavy armor build? What type of perk deck am I going to do? So many ways to play the game to the point I can't deny it. Payday 2 is an S tier. Let's get into Payday 3 because that one's more interesting. Payday 3 has some years to catch up on. They are working on peer-to-peer, which is great. They are been saying some things here and there, but like I always said though, you know, my dad always told me this too, you know, believe it when you see it. And even though they're saying these things, I want to wait until everything is coming out a little bit better. Okay? That being said, I know hot take right here. Hot take. I think it's better than Killing Floor 2 and Killing Floor 3. That's my opinion with there. Payday 3 it does scratch that itch because there are those skills that I've been talking about. Now there's Overkill now. Overkill, which is actually really fun to play. You be getting, you know, you could be playing Jacket, having the baseball bat, and now you could be swinging everywhere. I know a lot of people complain about like, well, Payday 3 doesn't have the melee stuff. Dude, melee is honestly, I do not know what people were talking about, why they were upset with the melee stuff. I have no idea what people were talking about because there is legitimately, I never used melee in Payday 2. I don't know what people are talking about with that. Maybe there is like a build that around the time was like complete meta and people freaking loved the melee thing. Maybe I missed that. I didn't think it was that, you know, great of a loss. I like how Payday 3 has a lot of customization. I like how I just like the game, man. And I think it got overhated. A lot of stuff has been just overhated in my eyes. You know, a lot of these horde shooters, Killing Floor 3, people overhate it. People overhate Back 4 Blood. People overhate a lot of stuff. And I feel like there's just so much positivity here. That's why I always say to you folks, form your guys' own opinion. Even though you guys are watching my video to, you know, to get my opinion, I would gladly watch yours. Let's have a discussion. Leave a comment, man. Because Payday 3 does not deserve that hate. I think it's B tier. I really do. I think it's B tier. I think it should actually earn to just be on this list and actually have a great time. And you could have a great time with it. Get some buddies. I literally, before just making this video, I was playing with my friends and we were having a blast. We were having a blast. It was fun. It was an absolute blast. A blast. Sker Ritual. Alright, so Sker Ritual is a great game. It is, but it has some bugs. We're just going to mention it right now. Sker Ritual is just trying to be like Call of Duty Zombies. It's its own game, it's cheaper, and there are some things that I absolutely love. The thing here, folks, is that there is a lot more customization with it. Like, you can level up your perks, even though it's not much of, you know, anything to write home about. I do like that Sker Ritual, and I always brought this up, you know, make sure you check out the Call of Duty Easter eggs video, which is that Sker Ritual has a thing where you can be doing objectives in the game, and then you're actually, you know, the objectives can be on hardcore. So for example, like, you got, like, they call it the Easter egg, even though I never call Call of Duty Zombies now Easter eggs now, which it's freaking stupid now because it's not an Easter egg anymore. But Sker Ritual has these objectives, and it tells you in the up top left corner when you're playing the game. And once you complete these objectives, you could do a boss, which is absolutely great. And I think the weapons are honestly good. For a team that's only, I think it's like only 3 people made this game, I think they did great. Do I think it's like the best horde shooter? No, not really. I think it has some massive problems. There are, like, the animations, it's a little clunky, but, like, if you're like me, I'm not gonna be like, so like, dude, really, this animation sucks balls. I'm gonna be more so like, okay, how fun is it? And it is fun. It has some great moments with it. I believe they are not updating it anymore, but I do enjoy Sker Ritual. I'm actually gonna put it in B tier, all the way at the end of B tier though, only because, like, I think this is probably the worst horde shooter on this list, and I know that I have some massive love with it. I do like it, but there are, you know, it just needs to be better. Now we're just going to tackle the Call of Duty Zombies horde mode. Black Ops 3, Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Now, I'm not going to mention anything about mods. I haven't been mentioning anything about mods with this one. But that being said, I want to say Black Ops 3 Zombies mods, if you're playing on PC, you have the best Call of Duty Zombies experience. Let's be honest here, folks. You have the best Call of Duty Zombies experience. I do not care what anybody says. You can be like, bro, dude, you're going to get the new Call of Duty Black Ops 8? Bro, I already got Black Ops 3, and there is some mod developers that are making this freaking cool map. I'm going to experience that. Black Ops 3 is a fun game. But, like I said, I'm not going to be bringing up the mods now. Let's just talk about the actual game. Let's say that how great of a horde shooter was it? I think it was freaking great. Gobblegums to me was for something for me to grind for. That was actually something that I was grinding for. I remember making a video about this in like a YouTube short, and people said, it was on TikTok, they were saying like, dude, who the hell grinds for Gobblegums? I was like, I did. I grind for Gobblegums. I used to, when it was like double liquid divinium, I used to grind for it like on Shadows of Evil or like Golrod Crovey, and I used to do that. I love the Gobblegums, and I actually love the Monty's Cookbook. I actually love the Easter eggs too. I love the difficulty around it. So I feel like I was always progressing somewhere. And then there is attachments with the weapons, and then there is camos, and there are some things that you are actually grinding for, whether it be cosmetic or something that's actually beneficial for your for your Easter egg experience, even though it's just an objective, let's be honest. But yeah, I think Black Ops 3 is an S tier as well. I think it's a great horde shooter. Honestly, like I said though, I'm not bringing up any mods, but if you did bring it up mods, bro, Black Ops 3 is even way higher. I mean, but we're not talking about mods though. Black Ops 2. All right, another hot take. Black Ops 2 is probably the worst zombies experience I've ever experienced in my life. Let's talk about it. All right, hold on. Let's get into it. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 launched with transit, and yes, it was fun. It was fun at first, but my god, revisiting it is an awful experience. Then, as you guys may know, you have to pay for DLCs, to actually get them, get more maps, which was like cool, I guess. But the only 2 maps that I thought was good in the DLC was honestly Blood of the Dead, right? Or is it Mob of the Dead? I'm thinking Black Ops 4. Mob of the Dead and Origins. Die Rise, that was okay. It was decent. Buried, okay, it was decent. It was alright. I didn't think it was good, and there's really nothing to grind for, so that was also another thing too. And I thought the Easter eggs quote unquote Easter eggs were decent. There wasn't really anything cool about it. Like, for me, you know, at the time, I bet people can make an argument and say Black Ops 2 was a really great game. I feel like Black Ops 2, as a zombies perspective, not as a multiplayer, like, you know, PvP stuff, I think that was more sided with the PvP than it was to the PvE. So, in my eyes, I think Black Ops 2 is honestly, like, not that great. So it's going to be a thing where I'm going to be like, I can respect, but it's just not for me. I'm sorry. I can't. I honestly think I can easily say that it's just not for me. The zombies, it was okay. It was an okay experience. Anyways, Cold War Zombies. Cold War Zombies is good. I didn't have problems with it. It was I'm actually going to rank pretty much Black Ops 6 and Cold War Zombies together, so that way we can, you know, kind of shorten up this video a bit, because I ain't gonna lie, I think Cold War Zombies can be the same thing as Black Ops 6, everything I'm about to say, which is that, yeah, there's a level up thing. You're leveling up, like, your abilities, which is cool. And, you know, like you said, like I said, I made Black Ops 6 videos, and it's so ironic because these Black Ops 6 videos are actually still being aged very well, because, like, they could be applied for Black Ops 7. It just goes to show that these games are kind of starting to become even more of a same. See, when Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3, when they made that jump, I feel like I can definitely tell that there was something massively different between the two games. Cold War and Black Ops 6, I'm telling you guys right now, I feel like if I put it side by side, I feel like you guys will be like, man, these games look really similar, bro. Like, too similar that there's just not that much of a jump. And, you know, there was a jump between Cold War and Black Ops 6, but then now a jump between Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 7, that jump became so small, it feels like just like a step. That's pretty much it, to really see the difference. That being said, how great is a Horde shooter? I think it's like B, personally. I think these both can be B, honestly. They both can be a B right here. They're not great. They're okay. The Easter eggs are cool. You're leveling up. You're doing something, you know. That's fine. It's okay. Not bad. Now let's move on to Black Ops 1. Black Ops 1, it's kind of the same way where I was thinking about Left 4 Dead 2. I feel like it has aged a bit, but I still like the game. I think the game is great. Me going back onto it and playing it when Black Ops 3 is here now, because you can play all the zombie maps from Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 3 with the Chronicles. Honestly, I mean, if you're playing it, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like if you're gonna be playing it still, you have it on PC, I feel like you're just playing it for nostalgic purposes. So I'm just actually gonna put it, I can respect, but just not for me. Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 is actually interesting here, because this one actually changed up the whole playstyle together. Like they changed it up awfully a lot, which is what I'm talking about, you know, like that jump again. And Black Ops 4 did a jump. They did do a jump. But I feel like it was way too big of a jump to the point it wasn't what it used to be. Now, Black Ops 4 has that perk variety, I should say, even though you could say build variety, because there's a lot of perks. And I guess that does scratch that itch, and it makes it really good. And it has those Easter eggs, and it has those camos. It has some stuff that you could do. You could change some things every now and then. In my eyes, I feel like it's... Yeah, it's cool. I honestly, you know what? I'm actually going to put it right next to Sker Ritual in my eyes, because even though I like it, I do have the game and I actually remember playing it a while back, because it was just like, this was a great Call of Duty. I also want to say this too, and just add it in here in this video, anybody who actually made it all the way to the end. I think it was overly hated with the campaign. Overly hated. That since there's no campaign in Black Ops 4, people were like, bro, dude, I can't believe I'm not going to play it. When the f did we actually get so used to having campaign? I ain't gonna lie, guys. Zombies took over and actually made it that campaign experience in my eyes. And I know people out there might enjoy the campaign and they might get some, you know, cool things. But now look at Black Ops 7, dude. That campaign is awful. Awful. Black Ops 3 had a decent campaign. I ain't gonna lie, it was decent. From what I remember, it was. No, I'm not gonna say it wasn't probably the most memorable thing, but I do remember feeling like it was okay. You know, and it's all right. I feel like Call of Duty's campaigns have been like plummeting down to the point that I actually understood why they removed the campaign, because there's this other, there's other modes that we could be working on: the multiplayer, the zombies, and at the time when Black Ops 4 released, it was actually the battle royale, which, gonna say it, Black Ops 4 Blackout was way better than Warzone. Just gonna say it. Sorry, sue me. So, anyways, folks, that is all. Best gamer of all time is going to be signing off, but leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And if you guys actually stood all the way to the very end, say yo. Anyways, best gamer of all time, signing off.